Hey there, Saki here from Saki Tech. In today's video, I want to share 10 hidden tips, tricks, and features for the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Now, you might have missed the 50 plus tips and tricks video that I produced for the Note 7, which covers a range of fantastic tactics for the Note 7, for which I will leave a link in the description below. This video covers an additional 10 features that will bring you closer to mastering this device. When you pay a lot of money for the latest smartphone, you might as well learn everything that is possible on an exceptionally feature-rich smartphone such as the Note 7. So let's dive in and continue learning. Alright, so the first tip I want to reveal is how to answer your phone using voice commands. So basically you can say answer or reject when your phone rings to take or reject calls. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to the settings and scroll all the way down and go into accessibility. If you tap this, scroll down just a little bit more, in the middle you'll see answering and ending calls. Tap on it, and this is the option that you want to enable to be able to use voice commands to answer or reject calls. And just a quick side tip, just for convenience, on top of using your voice commands, you can enable to answer the phone by pressing the home key. So if somebody's calling you, you can press the home key right here and that's going to answer the call. Or if you press the power key, which is right over here, you can reject the call, which is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so tip number 2 has to do with the camera. So basically, if you're somebody that uses your camera a lot for recording video, taking pictures, selfies, or even taking hyperlapse videos, there's a very nice way to organize all these modes on your home screen. So instead of going into the camera every single time and changing your mode, you can tap a shortcut on your home screen and it takes you directly into the mode that you desire. Now let me show you how that works. So go to the camera, and when you swipe to the left, you'll see that you have all these different modes, and these modes allow you to switch to panorama. You can pick slow motion, you can pick hyperlapse. So let's say that you always go into your camera, you go over to your modes and you try to switch between these modes. It could be a little bit time consuming. So what you want to do is tap this button right here and simply choose add shortcut on home screen. If you tap this guy, the auto mode we use all the time. I also use panorama all the time, and I also happen to use slow motion all the time. When you're done, click done and then go to your home screen, and you will see the shortcuts right over here, which is absolutely fantastic and very, very useful. Now what I like to do on top of this is grab these guys and put them in their own folder. So basically I can just create a little folder right here. Take this guy, put it here, and then give this folder a name. I can say cam, and I can even pick a color, as you know. And now I have all my modes in a nice convenient little folder, and if I tap this guy and if I click this, it takes me straight into the slow motion mode. So let's say I want to take a panorama shot. Again, I tap this guy, click this, boom, I'm right into the panorama mode. Alright, so the next tip has to do with your video playback. So let's go into the settings. I'm going to show you directly. So you want to go to the advanced features once you're in the settings, and then you want to scroll all the way down. And at the bottom it says video enhancer that you can turn on and off, and if you tap this guy it takes you in and it gives you a preview of what it can do for you. So basically it will enhance the image and sound quality of your videos to enjoy brighter and more vivid colors and clear sound. So make sure you guys enable this, and once you enable them, all the apps that are video apps that Samsung recognizes as video apps will show here. So when I go to YouTube, when I go to Netflix, I actually get the video enhanced mode active and I get a better picture and sound quality. Alright, so the next tip has to do with customization. Now basically, if you look at your Note 7, your icons might look a little bit different than mine. As you can see, all my icons are rounded and they look really consistent and in sync. So let's go to settings. Let me show you what I mean by this. If you go to settings, display, and then if you go to icon frames, you can switch between how the icons actually look. If you just pick icons only, this is the basic version of the icons. The icons will look exactly as they download from the Play Store. But if you want to give it a consistent look, you can add the frames with rounded corners to all the icons so it looks nice and smooth like my home screen right now. And here's what it looks without the rounded frames included. As you can see, it's not as nice and smooth if you look at individual icons right over here, but this is a customization option, though it is your choice. The next thing I want to talk about has to do with your text messaging application. So let's launch it really quick. And let's just pull up this message right here where I've been chatting with myself and with my other phone. And basically, as you can see, everything looks pretty bland. It's just white background and that's all you get, right? But the thing is, you can actually change the background. So go into the settings, tap on settings, and simply go into backgrounds, and that's going to allow you to change the background image of your chat window. So I can pick this one, I can pick this one, I can add some spice by picking this one right over here, or I can go into the gallery and I can pick a picture that I personally took. So let's pick this one right here and just see how it looks. So if I go back out, if I tap on me, as you can see, now I have a little bit more color and character to my text chatting window. And one more thing, if you're talking to somebody that has a Samsung Galaxy Note 7 or any of the other latest Samsung smartphones, such as the S7, S7 Edge, you have some nice options you can enable. If you go into the settings, and if you go into advanced messaging, from here, you can actually enable advanced messaging, and this allows you to do three things. Now, first one is you can actually send and receive large files, and you can also get read receipts and see when the other person is typing. So if you send a message to somebody, and if they read the message, you can see that they read the message. You'll get a little icon notification saying message was read on this date and this time. And of course, the only thing is the other person has to go and enable share read status on their phone. So in this case, anybody that I send a message to can see if I received a message back from them because I have this one enabled. Alrighty, let's go back out. And the next thing I want to show you guys is every Samsung Galaxy Note 7 device comes with a hidden file explorer. What you have to do is you have to go into the settings and then go into device maintenance, and then from here go into storage, and from here go into storage settings, and at the bottom here it says explore. When you click explore, that is actually the file explorer that is built into your Note 7. And from here, you have a more advanced access to all your files as opposed to just going through the home screen or going to the app drawer and all that stuff. And of course, if you want to directly access the file manager, you can go to apps and just tap my files, and that's going to bring up the same explorer that I just showed you guys. All right, so the next tip has to do with your flashlight. If I pull down the notifications panel one more time, I get access to my quick shortcuts. Now from here, if I tap on this flashlight icon, it turns on the flashlight. If I tap it, it turns it off. Very simple. Now if I actually tap on the flashlight text, it brings up an additional menu. Just tap right here. And from here, when you turn on the flashlight, you can actually change the brightness intensity of your flashlight. So I have level 2, I have level 3, level 4, and level 5. So this is a great way to actually reduce or increase the intensity of the light that is being generated by your flash. And of course, don't forget to turn this thing off when you're done with it. Now at the bottom here, we have some capacitive buttons that you cannot see right now. But when I tap here, a little light pops up and it shows you that you have buttons here. Now as it is now, it remains lit for 6 seconds and then it turns off automatically. What you can do is if you go into the settings and if you go into display, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that you have an option called touch key light duration. I can tap on this guy and I can reduce that to 1.5 seconds. And now, if I tap this, it just goes off in 1.5 seconds. Or if I go back into the display, and if I scroll down, and if I tap on touch key light duration, I can have it always on or always off. Now, I personally like to keep it always on, even though it might affect your battery life a little bit. I just like the convenience of being able to see that there are buttons here. Once you get used to it, you can always turn it off. And the final tip has to do with your keyboard. Now, basically, you can go, let's just pull up the text messaging right here, and let's just pull up the keyboard. As you can see, you have a certain size and a certain layout for the keyboard. What you can do is you can actually press the settings icon right here. You can press and hold this, it brings up a little menu. Always tap the settings icon. and it goes into the settings for the Samsung keyboard. From here, if you tap on keyboard layout, you can actually increase or decrease the size of the keyboard. So we can just increase the size like that, or we can decrease the size. On top of that, I can actually disable the numeric portion on the top here by tapping this. So the numeric keys disappear, you only have a keyboard. And to access the numbers, you would have to tap the symbol button, and that will bring up the numbers for you to use. And you can also disable the alternative character display, and if you do that, you're not going to see the alternate characters based on each of the alphabet letters. So if I tap this, as you can see what those are. When you tap symbol, you can access them. This is convenient, so I leave this on. But for some people, the keyboard just takes too much space on the screen, and that's when you want to turn off the number keys off, and you can also minimize the size, and you can always do a test drive right here. So you set the size you want, you pick the layout you want, and you can type to test keyboard size. All right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to Saki Tech and give this video a thumbs up. Also, follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Saki Tech Online, for which links are in the description below. Have a fantastic day.